writes about them for Vogue. She is the magazine's domestic correspondent. Before that, she was its war correspondent, and before that, she was its fashion correspondent. And before that, she was its cover model. In 1927, an Art Deco sketch of her head, cloche pulled low like a helmet, ushered in an era of new modernism in women's fashion. A remarkable career, everyone always says. Lee never talks about those days. Vogue is on Lee's mind because Audrey Withers, her editor, is coming to dinner tonight. Audrey is most likely coming to fire her and making the journey to Farley to do it in person. Lee would have fired herself long ago, after the 20th missed deadline or the 10th familiar pitch about entertaining in a country home. She's loyal, though. Audrey, and the only fashion editor who ever tries to tell women about something more important than the latest trends in evening wear. Audrey will be buffered by some other guests, their friend Bettina and Seamus, the Institute of Contemporary Art's curator, and Roland's right-hand man. Lee thinks that Audrey will not be able to fire her in front of Roland's friends. Maybe she can feel her out, turn things around, find her way back in. Tonight's menu is a variation on one Lee has served before. 10 courses. Asparagus croûte with hollandaise, scallop bruschette with sauce béarnaise, tots of vichyssoise, pen roses, mini toad in the hole, Muddle's green chicken, gorgonzola with walnuts, beer braised pheasant, a ginger ice, and Baume Alaska served flambé style with the lights turned low. If Lee can't work for Audrey, she will kill her with butter and cream and rum-soaked meringue. When Lee was reporting back from Leipzig and Normandy during the war, Audrey was often the only person she would contact. Lee sent her those first photos of Buchenwald, and Audrey ran them with the story Lee had pounded out on her little Hermes baby, fueled by Benzedrine and brandy and rage. Audrey ran her words exactly as Lee had written them, with the headline, "Believe It," and the photos full bleed, huge on the page in all their gruesome glory. Didn't care that somewhere in Sheffield, a housewife turned from one shiny page advertising the latest Schiaparelli gloves to a bruised and beaten SS guard on the next, his nose broken and his pig's face covered in thick black blood. It is noon, and Lee starts on the penroses, a dish she invented of thick closed mushrooms stuffed with piped pâté de foie gras and topped with paprika to look like the roses that grow at the edge of the herb garden. They are easy to do incorrectly, and the entire process takes hours. Roland often gets angry at her because she'll say dinner at 8 and it will be 9, 10, 11 o'clock and all the guests will be tired and drunk by the time she brings out the first course. Lee shrugs him off. Once, she made a grilled bluefish in homage to a Miro painting, and even Roland agreed that it was worth the wait. Tonight, though, Lee will be on time. She will emerge from the kitchen calm and regal, and dish after dish will reach the table like performers in a well-executed dance. There is magic to a multi-course meal, and on the best of days it reminds Lee of what it used to feel like to be in the darkroom, moving at exactly the right pace, no wasted effort. Lee finishes the penroses and leaves them on top of the icebox. Next, she makes the hollandaise, more than they'll need, whisking the yolks with the lemon juice in a copper pot. The whisk ting-ting-tinging against the metal. Outside, Roland and the early guests crest a hill, following one behind the other like ducks in a little line, and then dip down into a valley and disappear from view. What will Lee say to Audrey? She has ideas for articles, none of them good. She has apologies. These feel better, more genuine. It's been a rough few years, moving out here, only getting to London a few times a month, cut off from everything. But she knows her writing is still good. Her photos are still good. Or they would be if she could do them. If she could shrug off the stultifying sadness that she pulls around her like a heavy cape. She will